So I recently had the opportunity to go to a high-end whiskey bar with over 2,600 whiskeys on the wall. This video is going to talk about my experience at the bar and the whiskeys that I had, because I definitely didn't have 2,600. A little disclaimer right now, the lighting in the bar is very, very dark. So when we go to the B-roll of me drinking and just the inside of the bar, I am going to try and brighten it up for you, but it's just like one candle on your table and that's it. So the bar I went to was called Jack Rose Dining Saloon down in DC. I went there February 17th. At the time of me going there, their menu says they had 2,681 whiskeys. That is a lot. Now, I was hoping at the bar they were going to have a book of the whiskeys, but no, now because of COVID, we have all these QR codes. So I'm going to put the QR code, not the QR code, I'm going to put the PDF of the menu on the screen, and we're going to scroll down a little bit and just show you all the whiskeys. That is a lot of whiskeys. So now let's go to the bottom and show you the rare pours. Yes, that is $1,150 for a pour of whiskey. Guys, I don't care how much money you have. No whiskey is worth that much money, let alone a pour of whiskey is worth that much money. So needless to say, I did not buy this one, but it's just crazy to see what they do have. So time to go into my whiskey journal that my beautiful wife bought me for my birthday. So I actually document all the whiskeys that I have, so check this out, I got some stuff. So I have the Jack Rose whiskeys. Now, they serve you pretty slowly. I think they do that on purpose. We only really had the table for like 2 hours, and my first dram was just like a warm-up dram. It's Oban 14, just a Highland. I wrote down all the facts here. So it's 14 years, it's a Highland whiskey, Highland Scotch whiskey. It was 43 ABV. So for the nose, I have written down raisins, wheats, very fragrant, light. There's a little bit of a slight smoke. I think I gave the nose a 2.5 on here. For me, Highlands and like Spacesides all kind of smell the same unless there's like a specific like maturation barrel they're using, like Oloroso or Pedro Jimenez or whatever. So I don't get a whole lot of different highlights between each Highland, but this was a good pour. I think this pour was like $10 or maybe it was $15. Pretty cheap for the 1 ounce. So for the palate, I have a little more smoke, lemon zest, and I actually started putting, they give you a pipette of water on the table, which is really awesome. So with water, it opened up to a bit of a more spicier palate, and I enjoyed that. So that I gave that a 3 on the palate. You can tell though, I'm not like blown away by this whiskey. It's just a boom, middle of the road guy. Finish I have written down as short, hot with water, and a smidge sweet with water. So again, you're not going to get a whole lot of long finishes of just a standard Highland, but the water definitely made it a little more of a pleasant experience. So I gave the finish a 3. Okay, so my second dram was probably my favorite dram of the night. It was $20 for a 1 ounce pour. It was Hazelburn 15. Now, if you don't know what Hazelburn is, it's made by a distillery called Springbank in their Campbelltown. I love Hazelburn 13, which I have an empty bottle of somewhere over here or it's down underneath the bar. Anyway, it is matured in Oloroso sherry. It is 54.2% alcohol. So I think that constitutes as cask strength. I put it on post if I am correct on that. But this dram was phenomenal. They gave me a dumb glass. I guess they ran a Glencairns. It wasn't really that busy, but you know, I had a cool little like goblet thing, I guess. However, I still got a lot of notes out of the nose. So I have written down brine, very sweet in all caps, caramel, cake, smoke, and brown sugar. And I'm just going to say, like, I'm almost 2 weeks removed from this experience. I want to buy that bottle and I'm going to go find it. It was so fantastic. I did give the nose a 4 during the experience, but I think thinking back on it now, I should give it a 4.5. That nose was phenomenal. I love the Campbelltown brine you get, and just the layers of sweetness you get while you keep going through the nose progression was just fantastic. So I think the nose is more than a 4, what I wrote down, so 4.5 there. So for the palate, I'm going to show you the video of me just drinking this right now, and you can just tell my reaction is just, I'm in love with this dram. I have spicy, sweet, salty, smoke, and fruit. And, I'm sorry, smoke, fruit, and then there's a little carrot with water. I put some water in this one too. It opened up to be much more of a a fruity, almost a little spicier thing. I love putting water in whiskey now. I might start doing it in my reviews if you guys are cool with that. Leave me a comment below if you want to see some water and some whiskey here, because it really just changes the chemical binding of the whiskey, and it just adds some new dimensions, and it's awesome. Sometimes it doesn't work, but for higher ABV whiskeys, it helps a whole lot. So the finish, I have written long exclamation point, warm exclamation point, cake, sweet, spicy. So I have the palate and finish both at 4s. I could probably give these guys 4.5, just like thinking back on them now, but in the moment I gave them 4s. Regardless, still very good dram. I think it's better than the next one, which might surprise you considering how much it is and what it is. Okay, my last dram of the night. It might not have been my favorite, which might surprise you considering what it is and how much it was. So this 1 ounce pour was $133, and I needed to try it because it's Black Art. If you don't know anything about Black Art, just know that it's from Bruichladdich. They do the Octomore series, they do Port Charlotte, they do Classic Laddie. Just an upper echelon Islay distillery, in my opinion. But Black Art, they do, I think every year, or they just cycle them through. They're limited releases, and they call them Black Art because they do not tell you what is comprised of the whiskey or what barrels they choose to finish or mature them in. All they tell you is the ABV and how old they are. So this one was an older release. It was distilled in 1992. So I was 2 years old when they distilled this, and it's 24 years old, and it's 48.4% alcohol. Now, this might surprise you. This Black Art, in fact, all Black Arts, are unpeated because, you know, it's surprising to me because Octomore line. But yeah, unpeated Islay, so I wasn't prepared for that. But I was super excited to try this because there's a current release Black Art at my store I go to for $700. And I know this particular bottle I think is like $1,200 to $1,300. I wouldn't buy it after trying this, but I had to try it. And thankfully, a buddy that was with us started to foot the whole bill, so thanks, Josh. So I have written down the nose, brine, apple, deep like apple cider notes, caramel, and honey. And I'm gonna go back and think a little more too. Probably I had like a lemon zest and some leather. It was a really complex nose. I think not having this be peated helps bring forward more of the character of what the whiskey can offer you. So I actually appreciated that a lot. The nose, I'm gonna give this nose actually like a 4.5 as well. I didn't write the scores down. I was too busy just trying to like absorb everything I could out of this 1 ounce pour I got. The palate, it's a very syrupy, thick whiskey I have written down here with more brine, obviously spicy, and cereal, and more fruit. It was crazy drinking a Bruichladdich whiskey and not having any peat on it, but it was also kind of refreshing because that's like all you think about, at least what I think about when you think about Bruichladdich Islas, and this was just awesome. It wasn't, in my opinion, it wasn't better than the Hazelburn 15 was, but it's still a good experience if you can get out and just you want to just dump the money to just try it. Whiskey bars like this are just really nice to just try things. So that's all I wanted to do. I'm never gonna buy that bottle, but I could spend 100 whatever bucks and just figure out if I do actually like the profile of it. Finish, obviously long, warm, little vanilla. This is a little sweeter than I was expecting it to be, but overall, Black Art's a fine pour. I'm not sure a 1 ounce of it should be that much money, but you know, it's limited release, demand's high, and supply is very low. But those are the 3 whiskeys I had at Jack Rose, and I liked them all. Hazelburn was my favorite, then we go Black Art, and then Oban 14. So, that was my experience at Jack Rose. I hope you enjoyed the video. I enjoyed being there. I hope you like this little bit of a different kind of video format. I'm going to try and go to other whiskey bars, but I live in the middle of effing nowhere, so there's not many other whiskey bars I can go to, but I'll find some, and we'll see. Maybe when I go to Boston in April, I'll find a whiskey bar and do something there. But if you like this video, give it a like. If you want to see some more whiskey stuff, every Wednesday, make sure you subscribe, hit that bell too. I'm live gaming every Friday. Well, not every Friday. Most Fridays, but every Saturday. See you guys next time.